People who work at a drive-through window, what are some things that you've overheard on the headset that customers don't know you heard? Worked at MCD's for 3 years. Funniest I'd heard was a guy asking the passenger what he could get for a Big Mac. There's this legit hooker in my town who does discount apparently for fast food. Worst, had to listen to a woman list off STDs her doctor told her she had and what treatments to get, literally begged the grill team to hurry and move the line. Sorry mom, was that something about crabs? The only seafood we have on the menu is the fillet of fish. I'm hungry and horny, I said. Well, we can help with the first, you are on your own for the second one. He took it in stride, and was still laughing when he got to the window. Amazing response. Take my upvote. Was taking an order for a college-aged couple. They ordered a couple Happy Meals. After I told them their total, I heard the girl yell excitedly, "We're getting toys." And they pull up and she has the biggest genuine excited grin on her face. Honestly made my day, it was super cute. Edit, whoa, my first ever gold. Thank you, not going to lie. That sounds cute AF. When I was working a drive-through window I was more worried that the customer would overhear what I was saying about them. One time I called a guy an idiot under my breath, wasn't holding down the talk button, and he pulled up to the window to pay and it was my pastor. Here's your change, father fuckwit. Thanks Diesel_daddy. Heard someone give their personal info, date of birth, social security number, payment information, over the phone. What? Why? Opening up a McDonald's MasterCard. $10,000 limit and only 16.8% interest. Opposite thing here, but still a good story. I was working the window while a friend was on the headset. I kept messing with him all night while he was taking orders. He started to get frustrated while still laughing. A few hours later, a lady was in the middle of her order when I said something to him. He didn't realize he still had his mic on and yelled, "Would you just shut the fuck up?" The lady said, "Oh my goodness, excuse me?" He just kept apologizing profusely, but back then it was the most hilarious thing to teens. What? They can still hear me? We can hear you the entire time you are in front of the speaker. My husband and I purposely have ridiculous conversations for the people to overhear. I love seeing people's smiling faces. Anything from our unicorn versus Pegasus debate to how they pick the test team for flavored lube and ribbed condoms. Used to work at UMC Donald's, overhears a woman verbally abusing the passenger who was a male. It was definitely odd to overhear and made even less sense to my 16-year-old brain because socially women are never seen as aggressors and it was just a shock. Greater than because socially women are never seen as aggressors. I almost forgot that I used to think that too. As an adult, I discovered that women can be just as mean, if not meaner, than men. Men will punch you in the face and have a beer with you 5 minutes later. Women will psychologically torture you until you develop an eating disorder. Most costumers don't realize that everyone at work can hear the conversations in the drive-thru. We sell Angus burgers at Newark. A costumer once ordered an anus burger in the drive-thru, and the entire staff was in tears laughing at the poor guy. So, you got a lot of costumers as customers? A KFC in the town overheard someone selling weed through the drive-thru. His customers would ask for extra biscuits with their order, and he would put the weed in the bag. A soccer mom one day went through, had about 5 kids with her. She orders extra biscuits for them. That guy was fired pretty quickly. Made the evening news, too. Should have made the code word more obscure. Like, can I get 3 honey packets and 1 butter? Yes, but I don't want fried chicken, could I have it baked? Several times we'd hear someone speaking in a different language for a few moments, which is annoying as a drive-through worker. In any language the timer starts the second a car pulls up to the speaker, no matter how long the customer takes to order, and then finally, after a minute or two, we'd hear a child's voice finally start ordering in English. A lot of parents hadn't learned English well enough to feel confident ordering food, so they'd have their kids do it. This could be difficult depending on the age of the child, but I always admired it. My mom calls the drive-through people stupid all the time once they stop talking, and I hope they always hear me remind her that they make her food. When I was in high school, I worked at a fast food place at night. It was about 2 minutes before closing and two guys came through the drive-through super drunk. We were out of something they wanted, so the guy tells his friend that I'm a cunt and that he's going to go in and rape me until he gets his food. My friend was also working that night. She didn't tell me until later, but she had picked all the veggies for his burger out of the bottom of the garbage bin where we had just thrown a bunch of expired meat, plus hours worth of other gross stuff. I don't really believe in messing with people's food, but fuck that guy. I still thank my friend to this day. We had ran out of salads and I was taking a drive-through order. The dude said 1 second please and called his mom. They get into a 3-minute argument where I recall him saying I'm not gonna drive all around the city for a fucking salad mom. Tell mom you got salad at home, ultimate revenge. Ask her if she has salad money. There were two homeless people fighting in the parking lot. Some guy rolled up to the speaker with two kids in the back and I hear him say, "Do you guys want to watch them fight? Okay, I'll go through and get the food, you guys stay here." I was watching on the security camera as this man lets out two kids, around 6 and 8 years old, so they could stand by the dumpster and watch two drunk guys beat the crap out of each other with bricks. This is America. A girl was in the middle of ordering when her boyfriend called her. He was breaking up with her as well as confessing he had been cheating on her. Her car put the call through the speakers. I couldn't comp her order, but I did tell the person at the other window to give her a free ice cream of her choosing. I'm surprised she didn't just pull out of line. At that point you have to comfort eat. One time these three guys who were stoned out of their minds came through. It took like a full 5 minutes to get through the order because they couldn't stop laughing. Also, the guy was ordering Whoppers and I don't work at Burger King. Then at the window, they had to change a bunch of the order and he was still saying Whoppers. I told him we don't serve Whoppers and they all started laughing again. This wasn't in the drive-thru, but I once had a guy, still drunk from clubbing all night, come into my McDonald's right when we opened at 5 a.m. and order a large coffee, an Egg McMuffin and one of those fucked up potato things. Funniest thing to ever happen to me that early in the morning. Fucked up potato things is more accurate than hash browns anyway. So many parents yelling at their kids to make up their minds. Also once had a guy ask for jalapenos on his sandwich. I started laughing, and he got super mad and demanded to talk to my manager Reddit. I feel like I should clarify. Jalapeno Man was an old redneck in the middle of Missouri. So it was funny not only because of the pronunciation but because of the southern/Midwest accent. I also didn't mean to laugh at him. Both me and my co-worker forgot our headsets were on. My co-worker said it the same way he did and I laughed, and when he pulled up to the window, that is when he asked to see our manager. As an Asian, I thought that's how you pronounced it. Like in grade school when a student read, Mera Juliana. When I worked at McDick's, a lady pulled up and started saying how she hates coming here because the drive-through person is always an idiot and never gets her order right. And how McDonald's only hires idiots. I greeted her with "Hello ma'am, sorry for your past experiences but not all of us are idiots, and in fact we all can hear you on the headsets as soon as you pull up." She drove off. Not that I would ever do what she did, but after directly insulting the people making your food, not eating at the establishment afterwards was probably her smartest decision. I was working drive and I had a customer pull up to the speaker and then order. Then afterwards she didn't pull up to the window. And I can still hear what she says even though I'm not taking her order. She then started having a loud phone conversation and started talking about how was cheating on her boyfriend. I gave her a little time and then said, "You can pull up ma'am." Lol, how did she react to it? She probably didn't realize that I heard everything tbh. I used to be a drive-through bank teller and this woman dropped $100 bill from her withdrawal envelope inside her car. She accused me of stealing. And while I rechecked my drawer, she called me a racial slur that came to her country to steal from Americans. BC. She thought the microphone was off. My manager overheard the wild interaction. Well, by the time the woman came into the bank screaming, her younger son came running after her. BC. He found the bill underneath the driver's seat. My manager closed her bank account and told her to not come back. I'm glad your manager stood up for you. Wasn't working at a drive-thru and didn't overhear anything, but my job sat right behind a Jimmy John's and I liked to watch the cars pulling through while I smoked a cigarette. One day I watched a lady, in broad daylight mind you, pull up to a small tree that sat not far from the drive-thru intercom of this place and start ordering. Man, that was a good day. Edit, wording, greater than. I liked to watch the cars pulling through while smoking a cigarette. Pretty sure her cigarette was better than yours. We have a camera at ours and it's right there, so it's hard not to see. But still I get to see parents smack their children, couples arguing, the nasty, nasty faces you make at me, the arm gestures of how fucking stupid are you when I ask if they want cream and sugar in their coffee. BC. I'm supposed to know you want 13 and 9 in a medium. The worst is dumping garbage right in front of the camera. I feel like I don't hear a lot of crazy stuff but see a lot. I see people's cars filled to the top with garbage. This old lady came through with blood all over her sleeve. Crazy stuff lol. I ride my bike, do tricks on it. I get injured once in a while. My left arm has a big scab from a scrape on it right now. I definitely bought Taco Bell after riding that day. Got blood on my driver's side window frame for sure. I've probably gone through drive-thrus all bloody so many times, as well as walked into places with cuts and dried blood all over my shins. Didn't think I was creeping people out. I had a fancy family dinner for a cousin graduating college. The same day I was going downhill longboarding with a friend. Of course I ate shit so bad I felt like one giant scab. I even had cuts around my eyes where my sunglasses had been smashed into my face. I couldn't bend my left leg without my knee starting to bleed again. But I wasn't about to miss this dinner. Fancy for my family is Olive Garden or Red Lobster. For my cousin's family it was an actual fancy restaurant. One of the nicest places I'd get the opportunity to eat at. I walk in covered in fresh bandages, limping, and our waiter in his fancy suit instantly asks, "Skating accident?" To this day I love that he could instantly tell how I'd been hurt. My cousin was cracking up about me, offering to help except she was a vet and I wasn't an animal. My parents were so mad at me and wanted to take me to a hospital, but like I said, I wasn't missing this meal. A couple had a full-on boxing match at the speaker. I just said let me know when you're ready to order as I heard the punches land on each other's faces while they yelled at each other. Then the lady yelled I wish you were dead and the guy laughed manically. Then they ordered like they didn't just go Rocky versus Drago. I had to take their money at the window and they were still calling each other names under their breath while smiling at me and acting totally fine. D greater than fucking bitch smile greater than worthless dickless man whore. A girl's orgasm. Late teens / early 20s girl and her boyfriend were coming through McDonald's drive-thru. Apparently, she was enjoying a bit of manual magic from her boyfriend under the blanket while waiting to order on a busy night. She was very flushed when they got to the window. No shame at all. Oh, this might actually be a specific kink / fetish. As a 17-year-old male, I was pretty pumped to be an innocent bystander. Brightened my night up. Worked at a McDonald's. Most memorable one was a woman who got a call after she placed an order and burst out crying. Person in her passenger side asks, "What's wrong?" She responds, "Window still down, my dad just died." Taking her payment was extremely uncomfortable. I found out my mom was dead in a Taco Bell drive-thru. Not sure what this adds except that I relate to that person's need to say something in that moment. Instead, I just went back to work for the night and finished my shift. Sometimes you just need someone to hear you say something. Most if not all of Starbucks drive-thrus have a camera, so we can see you. We can see when you flip us off, we can see when you're doing something you shouldn't be. We can see the faces and hateful glares you make. And more importantly, we can see when you and your so are for some reason trying to get it on in the DT lane. Like y'all can't wait and pull into the parking lot for that. I didn't know this until I went through last week and the lady asked the typical what she could get me and then said "oh cute dog." Thought back to all the times before and hoped I wasn't picking my nose or something, haha. The girls from my local McDonald's always gave my dog a chicken McNugget when I went through. He loved it. I would roll down the window and there he would be waiting patiently. Kind of a backwards example, but one time I was having a tough day and my roommate and I went to grab food from this local diner's drive-thru. She wanted to get food from somewhere else, so I just got a burger and fries. After a bunch of driving around, she finally decided she wanted food from there, so we went back, and I got a shake and she got fries. And then after we'd already ordered, I said to her how I honestly wanted more fries, but 1, I shouldn't spend any more money, and 2, we'd already finished the order, and 3, the drive-thru guy was gonna hardcore judge me, especially since we'd already been through the drive-thru in the last 30 minutes. When we pulled up to the window, the guy gave us our food and then gave me some fries, said, "No judgment, it's on the house," and winked at me. It was super nice, but also I died of embarrassment, and that was the day I learned they can hear you even when you don't think they can. By far my favorite story here, such a sweet and wholesome one. I was working at McDonald's and we had just upgraded our headsets for the drive-thru. We no longer had to hold the button down while talking, now we could push the mic on button, take the order, then push the mic off button. There was an adjustment period for those of us who like to talk shit. I was one of those people. The worst one I can remember was when a lady wouldn't stop changing the order and asking questions that the menu in front of her face could easily answer. She said, "Oh, wait, on that third McChicken, can I get?" And I said, "Bitch, you have got to be fucking kidding me." I had no idea how to recover, so I just took my headset off and went on break. Nobody even said anything when I came back. I'm sorry, but this is fucking hilarious. Even better because I read it as "you've got to be McFucking kidding me."